Welcome, dear viewers, to our engaging channel, Sussex Ambassador. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more insightful content. Today, we delve into a topic that has left many a royal watcher agog: the ruling out of Prince Harry's deportation by none other than Donald Trump. This turn of events, as you can imagine, is a bitter pill for the royal family and the UK media to swallow. Not too long ago, the air was rife with anticipation. The royalists, those who take a keen interest in the comings and goings of the British monarchy, were on tenterhooks, waiting for a verdict that would see Prince Harry deported. There was an undercurrent of hope, perhaps even a dash of schadenfreude, within these circles. The notion of Prince Harry being sent packing from the United States was for them a tantalizing prospect. But alas, the tide turned in a direction they hadn't anticipated. Donald Trump, the man at the helm, ruled out the deportation of Prince Harry. What a turn of events. The disappointment among the royalists is palpable, their dreams of seeing Prince Harry ousted from American soil dashed to pieces. One cannot help but ponder over the implications of this decision. What does it mean for Prince Harry, now firmly ensconced in his new home? What about the royal family, who were perhaps secretly hoping for a different outcome? And let's not forget the UK media, who have been left with a narrative that's taken an unexpected twist, leaving them scrambling for a new storyline. In the end, it seems that the bitter pill of disappointment is one that the royal family, the UK media, and the royalists will have to swallow. Their anticipation has been met with a stark reality that's far from what they'd hoped for. As we can see, the royalists' wishes have been dashed, and the disappointment is palpable. The saga continues, and as always, we'll be here to bring you the latest, the most engaging, and the most insightful content. Stay tuned, and until next time, adieu. Moving on, let's delve into the emotional turmoil of the Windsors left behind. Picture a royal family, normally so composed, now wrestling with a sense of double loss. On one hand, they see Prince Harry and Meghan Markle flourishing in Canada, their star undimmed as they prepare for the Invictus Games of 2025. On the other hand, they grapple with the bitter realization that their secret hopes for Harry's deportation have been dashed. It's a bitter pill, indeed. These Windsors left behind are in an uncomfortable state of limbo. They've watched Harry and Meghan break away from the royal fold and not just survive, but thrive. This success in what they perhaps imagined would be trying circumstances has only served to highlight the unfair treatment Prince Harry endured back home. And yet, it's not just Harry and Meghan's success that has them smarting. The recent ruling out of Harry's deportation by none other than Donald Trump himself has added salt to their wounds. A deportation that some might have quietly wished for has been firmly ruled out, leaving them to grapple with a reality they may not have been prepared for. The Windsors, left behind, are now forced to confront the unfair treatment of Prince Harry. The unfair treatment that was perhaps overlooked or worse, perpetuated, when Harry was still a part of the royal family. The unfair treatment that has been starkly highlighted by the success of Harry and Meghan in their new life in Canada, and now by the ruling out of Harry's deportation. As the Windsors grapple with this double pain, the question remains: will they learn from this? Will they take this as an opportunity to reflect on their actions, their attitudes, their treatment of Prince Harry? Or will they simply continue on, ignoring the clear signs of unfair treatment that have been laid bare for all to see? Clearly the Windsors are left in a position of discomfort and distress. Let's now reflect on the warnings that were given, but ignored. In the midst of the turmoil, there was a voice of reason that unfortunately went unheeded. Professor Tim Wilson, a distinguished academic, had foreseen the potential pitfalls of the royalists' fervent desire for Prince Harry's deportation. He had cautioned them, warning of the consequences of such an irrational wish. Professor Wilson was unequivocal in his stance. He asserted that the treatment of Prince Harry was unfair, and that wishing for his deportation was not only unjust, but also detrimental. Yet his words were met with disdain and disregard from the royalists. They continued to fan the flames of their ungrounded desires, oblivious to the impending backlash. This dismissal of Professor Wilson's warnings was not just an oversight, but a stark indication of the royalists' misguided priorities. Their relentless pursuit of Prince Harry's downfall blinded them to the potential repercussions. They failed to understand that their wishes, if fulfilled, would only serve to further tarnish the reputation of the royal family and undermine their own credibility. But it was not just Professor Wilson who raised the alarm. Narinder Kaur, a staunch supporter of Prince Harry, also voiced her concerns. She criticized the royalists for their unreasonable wishes and called out Donald Trump for his threats against Harry. Despite her strong words and the clear logic behind them, her warnings too were largely ignored. This blatant disregard for the warnings issued by both Professor Wilson and Narinder Kaur demonstrates the royalists' stubborn adherence to their misguided desires. Their refusal to heed these warnings has only led to their current predicament, where they face the bitter reality of their wishes remaining unfulfilled. The ignored warnings stand as a stark reminder of the dangers of wishful thinking when it lacks basis in reality. They highlight the need for caution and reason in the face of emotionally charged desires. The royalists' fixation on Prince Harry's deportation has ultimately led them down a path of disappointment and regret. It seems the warnings fell on deaf ears, leading to the current predicament. Now, we turn our attention to those who have criticized the royalists. Among these critical voices, Narinder Kaur stands out. A fierce critic of the Windsors and their supporters, she has been unflinching in her support for Prince Harry. She has not shied away from calling out the unfair treatment meted out to him and has been a vocal opponent of the threats made by Donald Trump. Let's delve a little deeper into Kaur's stance. Her criticism of the Windsors is rooted in her belief that they have wished ill upon Prince Harry, hoping for his deportation. Such a wish, if it were to come true, would only serve to satisfy a vindictive desire rather than any meaningful cause. In Kaur's view, the Windsors are not just left behind in terms of geography, but also in terms of empathy and understanding. Kaur's support for Prince Harry is unwavering. She sees in him a person who has dared to break free from the shackles of tradition to forge his own path. To Kaur, Prince Harry's story is one of courage and resilience, and she has been a steadfast ally in his journey. Then there are the threats made by Donald Trump. Kaur has been vociferous in her criticism of these threats. She points out that Trump's threats were not only unjust, but also targeted at Meghan, a woman of color. In Kaur's words, Trump threatened Harry with deportation for so long, but as per is full of threats. So like any weak man, he goes for the only thing he can, Meghan. A woman of color he knows is an easy target to rile up the racists. Harry and Meghan keep winning. In a world where the Windsors and their supporters seem to be wishing for Prince Harry's downfall, Kaur's voice of support is both refreshing and necessary. Her criticisms serve as a reminder that there are those who see beyond the royal facade and stand by Harry and Meghan. Indeed, Kaur's strong stance is a beacon of support for Harry in these trying times. As we draw this discussion to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the key points we've unpacked today. We've delved into the bitter pill that the royalists, the media, and the royal family had to swallow. The deportation of Prince Harry, a scenario they fervently wished for, has been decidedly ruled out by none other than Donald Trump himself. The disappointment is palpable, the taste of defeat, a stark reality they must now grapple with. We've also examined the plight of the Windsors left behind. Their grief is twofold. Not only are they grappling with the dazzling success of Harry and Meghan in Canada, particularly with the upcoming Invictus Games 2025, but also with the dashed hopes of Harry's deportation. It's a challenging period for them indeed, yet it's crucial to remember that this outcome was not unforeseen. Warnings were issued, notably by Professor Tim Wilson. His cautionary words about the unfair treatment of Prince Harry were dismissed, ignored even, by those who wished for his deportation. Today, those warnings echo louder than ever, serving as a stark reminder of the consequences of wishful thinking. We've also heard the critical voices rallying behind Prince Harry. Narinder Kaur, for instance, has emerged as a strong advocate for the prince. She's criticized both the left-behind Windsors and Donald Trump for their actions and threats, bringing to light the strength and resilience of Harry and Meghan amidst the trials they've faced. In conclusion, this saga serves as a stark reminder of the perils of wishful thinking and the importance of fair treatment. Harry and Meghan continue to shine, proving that resilience and strength triumph over adversity. The royalists, the media, and the royal family may have learned a tough lesson, but it's a lesson that needed learning. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our content. Until next time, goodbye.